Salve omnes, welcome to this little lesson to show you how to use my Vocabulator to do English to Latin practice quizzes. So here we are on my website, bgalatin.blogspot.com. This is my blog where I have various things, and here I'm going to scroll down to my Latin resources page. You can see that, and I'm going to go down to my apps. Okay, so over the years I've developed a number of apps. And the one we're going to look at is Vocabulator Live English to Latin. So this will make live Latin quizzes, English to Latin, so you're spelling the Latin words for our textbook, Lingua Latina per se illustrata. Now the first blank here is for the first chapter you want to test yourself on. So let's say we're going to do chapter 2. And let's say we're going to have a test over chapter 2 and 3 vocab, then I could put 3 here. Now, if you're just practicing for one chapter, you put the same chapter number in both. So let's say you were on chapter 15, you'd put 15 in the first box and 15 in the second box too. So I'm going to do 2 through 3. Then the next box, quote questiones esse debent, how many questions ought there be? Just whatever, how many questions you want to do in your practice. And I'm going to just leave it on 5, quinque. Fac questionculum, make the little quiz here. So here we've got one, and the way this works is kind of like I do for quizzes and tests. So I want to give the Latin term, the first Latin term in the entry. So the first Latin term in the entry of to laugh or smile, that verb is rideo, ridere. So I'm going to give rideo. And my iPad right now is not doing long marks, but if I were doing long marks, I would have put one on the I and the O. All right, and then novus for new, and then for slave, I'm going to put servus, the first form of servus, servi, and then for ask, he, she, it asks, that's going to be interrogat, and then now or already is going to be yam. Okay, so let's see how we did. Submite questionculum, submit it. There we go, we did pretty well. Again, my iPad, I've got a little issue right now with the long marks. I should have put a long mark on the I and the O in rideo, and you can see how it gives me that entry so I can check and see what I did wrong, right? So there I got counted off for incorrect macrons, and that will be a quarter of the regular credit. So here I did 5 questions, so each one of them is 20%. And so you can see I lost 5%, which is a quarter of that. And that's the same way percentage-wise that I grade on quizzes and tests for the vocab section. So basically this is a good way to practice. A little bit of advice though, make sure that you are giving the very first Latin word in the Latin entry. That's what it's looking for, right? So for a verb, that's typically going to be maybe the I form if you've got principal parts, or the he, she, it form if it's just a he, she, it entry, or for a noun you're giving me the nominative singular. For an adjective you give me that first masculine form. So give that first Latin word in the entry. All right, well I hope that helps, and you can use this whenever you want to practice vocab. Valete.